Hi guys, so welcome back to another Whiteboard.chat tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be demonstrating some additional features, this time from both the teacher and student views. So let's get into it without any further ado. As you notice, I have a math worksheet that I uploaded from my computer, and remember, you will click here to upload a file. And based on the nature of this worksheet, it's a math worksheet, and I want my students to add base 10 blocks. Now remember that I do have these manipulatives, so I'll go up to the palette and I'll choose the blocks that I want my students to be working with. I'll close this. I will resize these blocks because they'll be too big for these boxes. So if I click on this icon, move and resize, now, as it is right now, my students will not be able to move any of these objects unless I give them permission to clone. So I'll right click and I'll say students can clone. Now I have students assigned or signed into this board. How I know, if you look up at the avatar bar, you'll see the avatars for each of the students that are signed in. Now I'll show you how to view the entire class's board. So if I click on grid view, I can now see all of the students' boards displayed. Clicking on this gear icon setting, I can choose how I want my board to be arranged or to be viewed. So how many boards per row and how many rows per page. Okay? Once I set that and I just click on done, if I want to go to a student to see what that student is doing, I can click on that student's board. I have two options here. If I click on showcase, I can showcase this, like show this student's board to the other students, and they will be forced to stop what they're doing and look at the board that is being showed. The cool thing about this is the students' names will not be displayed. So it'll just say viewing student board. I can also choose to join that student's board, and I'll use that option right now. So here I'm viewing the student's board. You'll know that you're viewing the student's board when you see this option to go to instructor. Okay, you can, when you're here, you can decide to just type a message by just clicking anywhere, double clicking anywhere on the screen, and you'll be able to type, and it shows you if you want to go to the new line, you'll just click Control and the plus sign. I'll go back to instructor view. Another feature I want to show is student signal. So if I go back to tools and I'll click on student signal, I have two options, stoplight and thumb signals. I will be demonstrating the stoplight. I particularly like this feature. So I'll move it away from the board. And if I want to resize, I'll click move and resize. And I can now move it around, make it larger or smaller. You can decide what you want each color on the traffic light to represent. You communicate that to your students so that when they're using it, you'll know what type of support they need. So they just need to click on one of the colors, one of the circles, sorry, and the color will be displayed. So let me show you. Just click out to deselect. I'll show you what this looks like in grid view. Here you see that I have my students' boards displayed again. So this student has selected yellow and this student is green. So you can be able to view what it looks like on the student's end. Now I'll show you the sidebar. Clicking on the sidebar, once you open the sidebar, you'll get a notice that the sidebar makes the board read only, so that means you won't be able to edit your board right now. But this will, you have a list of all the sheets or the pages displayed here. Again, remember I said in the previous video, if you uploaded a PDF or an image that had multiple pages, they will all be displayed here, and you can always move the order around. Right-clicking on them. Right-clicking gives you the option to delete a page, duplicate, insert, or toggle hidden. So if it's hidden, it means that it will not be displayed for the students. And you can do so maybe if it's a page that has maybe the answers or what have you. You can decide when you would want to hide that page. To be able to work on your board again, make sure you close. I'll go back to page 1. Now, one other feature is I want to show you that you can lock your boards. So if I click on any of my objects, I can lock them in place. And again, as I mentioned in the previous video, your students cannot manipulate any items, any objects from the teacher board. Moving on, I want to show you another feature. Clicking on the gear icon allows you to customize what the view would look like for students. So on this toolbar, you can decide what you want to have displayed for your students. So in this case, I've selected simple tools, but this time I'm going to deselect that and select draw, erase, move. I'll click save, and I'll now show you what that looks like on the student end. So here's a copy of the student board, and you'll notice that that toolbar has decreased in the number of items that are available to the student. And finally, for today's tutorial, I'll demonstrate the hand feature. If a student uses that feature, remember I told you in the previous video, the student can choose to raise their hand or to say that they're finished. So I'm going to demonstrate that for the two students, one with their raised hands and one indicating that they're finished, so that you can see what it looks like on the teacher end. You'll notice this student has a question and this student has a check mark. This check mark means that this student is finished, and this question mark means that this student has a question. Right here again, I can choose to click. If I click on that student's name, I will be redirected to, I'll be able to join that student's board. And again, I can offer the support that I need, that our student needs. Remember to always go back to instructor when you're finished with supporting that student. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you, and please watch out for the next tutorial that I'm going to be bringing on whiteboard.chat. See you soon. Goodbye.